Today on my channel, I am going to be talking about a very much requested updated skincare routine for my over 50 skin. I can't tell you the last time I did a skincare video giving you guys an update on what I've been doing. I have changed things up just a little bit as I've hit 50. I am now almost 51 in January, and I found that my skin reacts a little bit differently and has just kind of needed some changes to it. Now, I will say that if you have not yet seen it, I have a whole video about my HRT. I am sure to some extreme the progesterone and the estrogen are also helping with this whole process and with my skin kind of looking a little bit more supple, a little bit more, just youthful, I guess. Now, keep in mind, everyone's skin is different. I have oily combination skin. I typically get oily in my forehead, through my nose, and then I'm much drier in through the cheeks and the chin area. I will also say that I have not been doing as much everyday makeup. I do makeup every single day. However, because it makes me feel good. I haven't been using a foundation. I've been using a tinted SPF or a tinted moisturizer. Now make sure to stay tuned to the end because I am also going to tell you something that I do about twice a week that's a little controversial and I love it. So I'm gonna jump in. I am going to start with my morning routine first. That is consistently the same every single morning. The first thing I do is typically I do this in the shower, but for purposes of this, I did do this just at my sink, and I wash my face with my Colleen Rothschild Balancing Gel Cleanser. I have tried so many cleansers out there, guys, and this one just works with my skin. Again, because I'm combination, it really just balances everything out. And what I do while I'm in the shower is I put 2 pumps of this on my hand and I put it all over my face and my neck. And then I use a gua sha tool, gua sha, who knows, we all know I'm bad at words. And I actually use this while I'm in the shower with the cleanser on my skin. The cleanser gives it some slip and helps it to move around a lot easier. Now, I've seen a ton of videos on how to use this properly. Just like skincare, it depends on your skin. I'm sure there are people out there that say that what I do is wrong, but what I do works for me. So find what works for you. I do not tend to use this on my forehead because I have Botox there and I don't really feel the need for it there, but I do use it on my neck, on my jawline, on my cheeks, and my under eye area. And I really think using this, I had for a while there used it twice a day, once in the morning and once at night, but I have gone, I would say consistently since May, I've used this just in the morning. After I'm done rinsing off my face from the cleanser and using the tool, when I get out of the shower, I have already patted dry my face. The first thing I've used, and this is a change for me, it is the Skin Medica, and it is the Lumivive, and this is the day version. It comes in a set with a day and night. I use this every single morning. I do 2 pumps of it all over my face, down my neck. I do need to get better about putting it all the way down my décolleté, but a lot of times in the summer I had used self-tanner there, so I didn't want to exfoliate and do all of that, so I didn't use it there, but I need to start doing that. But this is one of the main things I have changed and added into my skincare for the last year. I do let that sit in for a few minutes. I would say maybe only 2 or 3 minutes. While it is settling in, I then put on my eye cream. This is the Colleen Rothschild Complete Eye Cream. I have used this for years. I just dab a little bit onto my ring finger. I might be using my middle finger. Now I don't even remember. Tap it under my eyes. I don't drag it around. I just tap it all under this area and then over into where the crow's feet would be. This absorbs in very nicely. It is easy for makeup to apply over it, and I have just absolutely loved it. One of these lasts you so long. And then I will say over the summer, I want to say it was probably June or July, I think I'd run out of my moisturizer and I had a sample of this, and I'll tell you, it has made a difference. I used to use this years ago, and I have seen the difference in my skin just really feeling more plump when I use this, and it is the Clinique Moisture Surge, and it is called the 100-Hour Replenishing Hydrator. It's kind of a little bit like a gel formula. It is very light. It doesn't take a lot of it to do your whole face and down through your neck. It is just very nice. Doesn't have a scent that I'm noticing to it. It just works amazing, and again, does a great job under makeup. Now that's my morning routine. That's it. And I have been doing this consistently since May, June, adding this in, and I can tell the difference. Now, before I go into my nighttime skincare, I do want to mention that I always have a discount code from Colleen Rothschild, which is Lisa SZ20. However, they are having a current site-wide sale. They do a lot of sales. I signed up for their emails. You can get alerts when their sales go on. They do sales quite frequently, but if there isn't one going on, you can use my discount code for 20% off anytime, as many times as you want. Now let's talk about nighttime skincare. Now my nighttime skincare, I always use the same cleansers and the cleansing process every single night. The first thing I use is the Colleen Rothschild Radiant Cleansing Balm. This is by far, I have tried so many cleansing balms, guys. I have tried them all and none of them work like this for me. I can put this on my eyes. It does not irritate it. It does not break me out. It just is the best one I have tried. I take about a quarter size amount of the cleanser, rub it into my hands. I start kind of moving it around on my face. I go lightly over my eyes and just kind of really just work it into those lashes. And then I kind of go up and work it up as well. And I just really work it into my skin to make sure it removes all of those different makeup particles. Now, I do use these kind of like microfiber cloths that I get off of Amazon. They seem to work the best for me. They are easy to wash. I like that they're kind of a dark gray so you don't see all the makeup stains on it, because I had originally bought white ones and I just felt like I was throwing them away. These ones you see nothing on. Then after I have removed all of the cleansing balm with that cloth, I then use a combination and a mixture of two items together. This is from Arcana and it is called the Cranberry Gommage. I found this 3 years ago during the Nordstrom anniversary sale. I love the scent of it. I love that it's not like a crazy exfoliator like we all remember St. Ives. Why did we use that on our skin? And why did nobody stop us? But anyway, this is very light exfoliator, but it has enough granules that it really helps to slough off any dead skin. But I mix it in with that same balancing gel cleanser from Colleen Rothschild. So I do about a little line of this and then 2 pumps of this. I work it in all over my face for about 30, 60 seconds. And then I just rinse it off with water. I do not use the washcloth when I rinse this off. After I have patted my face dry, again with that, I do one of 2 things. And with that, I do every other night. And that is either the Skin Medica, and it is that Lumivive, and it is the night version that I had shown earlier. I do 2 pumps of this, again, all over my face and down my neck. And then the next night, or the opposite night, is when I use my tretinoin cream. I use a 0.1 and I put this all over my face. After I've done one or the other of this, I let it sit on my skin for probably a good 5 minutes if I can. What I usually do is I wash my face, put this on, do my under eye, my lash serum, and my lip stuff, and I'll show you that in a moment. And then when I'm done that, I sometimes go downstairs, or I'll put on pajamas, or I'll get a couple of things done around the house. So anywhere from like 2 minutes to 5 minutes, I let these sink into my skin really well. Now, as I mentioned, while that is sinking into my skin, I use my Colleen Rothschild Retinol Supreme Eye Serum. I think I've said this 100 times. I don't ever want to be without this. This has made such a difference in the dark circles and fine lines under my eyes. It is crazy. So good. I apply it by putting a little bit on my finger and tapping it in onto both eyes. and then I use the applicator to go around. If you squeeze it up and use it with the applicator, you're gonna have way too much product on, and then you're gonna just waste a lot of product. This will last you so long if you do it the way that I just showed. Then after I'm done that, I take my New Lash Serum. This isn't skincare, but it's part of my nightly routine. And I put this right along my lash line, both eyes. I start with my left eye one night, the right eye the next night. If you mix it up, you're not continually, because you get the most product out the first time you pull the wand out. And with that, if I do different eyes to start, you don't end up where one side is continually getting the most of the serum. So that is just a little tip or trick I did. And then I always use the Laneige. It is the lip sleeping mask. This is the gummy bear flavor, the purple one. I have these everywhere in my house. I have the mini ones all over. I have these all over. I have it at my desk. I have it down in the living room. I have one in the kitchen. I have one in my bathroom. I have one on my treadmill. They are everywhere. This gummy bear one is a great one. I really like this one. I like the light pink one. And then I recently, last year, I think it was, got a cotton candy one. That one's fun too. I like the more fruity ones. They do have an original one, I think it is. And I think maybe a vanilla. I think there was like some fall ones. Oh, the mint one is really good too if you're not a fruity person. I did not think I was gonna like it, and I love the mint. So after I've given it the time of allowing those items to sink in, that first serum that I use one of two different kind of face oils, night oils, if you will. On the night that I am using the Skin Medica, I use the Colleen Rothschild Face Number 9 oil. This is their original oil, and this absorbs into your skin beautifully. Again, I put 2 pumps of this on my hand and kind of tap it all over my skin, down my chest, and I let this absorb in for a good, again, 5 minutes. Typically with this one, what I do is I go downstairs, and that's when we watch TV together. So I let it sink in for a while. And when I had this on my face was when I used to do that gua sha tool again. It's your choice if you want to do it twice. I've found once is fine. Now on the nights where I use the tretinoin, which is something that turns your skin cells over faster, I use the Retinol Supreme Night Oil as the one that I use for that night. Same thing, 2 pumps, same process, and I let it sink in for quite some time. As I mentioned, while I'm kind of sitting watching TV too, I do kind of continually just move my hands around my face and make sure it's really absorbing in well. And then right before I go to bed is generally when I do my moisturizer. Now I will say you do not want to put this on right away and go lay down, because wherever side you lay on or however you lay, it's going to transfer onto your pillow. So I do put it on, and then usually I start the dishwasher and put my phone on the charger, all of the last minute things before I go to bed. And I just started using this a month ago. So keep in mind, this is newer to me. I was using the Colleen Rothschild Extreme Recovery Cream, and then I saw this. It came up on a suggested item for me, and it is from Clinique. It is the Smart Defense Repair Overnight Recovery Cream. This is what it looks like. This is great. Again, next to no scent. Now this is a thicker, this is a cream. This is not a gel product like the one I used in the morning. This is thicker, but oh my gosh. When I wake up in the morning, you know when you first go to wash your face and your skin, you can just feel how soft it is. This is amazing for that. My skin in the morning has never felt like this. I am just loving this. Next, I want to talk to you about kind of treatments, masks, random things that I kind of do about once a week. One thing at the end that's a little bit probably controversial that I do probably twice a week. But first we're going to start with things that I do every week, and I kind of rotate them depending on how much time I have and what my week is I do use the Colleen Rothschild glycolic acid peel pads. I use these once a week. It depends on what's going on. These peel pads are huge. They are the biggest ones I've ever seen. If one of these, if you are not using it on your face, down your neck and chest, and on the back of your hands, you can cut them in half. I also, when I travel, just put one of these in a little snack size Ziploc. And then I generally one night a week do a mask. It depends on what my skin has going on, which one I'm gonna use. I either use the Colleen Rothschild Clarifying Detox Mask or the Clarins Lifting Mask. Now, I will say I take an old makeup brush, like a flat makeup brush. Actually, I should probably grab a different one because I've broken this brush, but it works. And I actually use this to apply my mask. So I really just kind of swirl it in there and then paint it on. It works great. The clarifying mask I use if my skin is getting too oily or is having any breakouts or clogged pores. Now, the Clarins lifting mask I use anytime I feel like I really just need to plump my skin and lift my skin. Both of these are great options, but they both give me different results. The last item that I do every other week, I don't do this on a week where I'm doing a mask or the glycolic peels. I would use this in place of one of those. And this is something that you should only do every other week. And a Sarah Darden, and it is the Triple Acid Signature Peel. So this is kind of an at-home chemical peel in a way. It's not going to give you the full chemical peel results. I will have a video coming up on that soon because I go next week for my chemical peel, but make sure you're following over on Instagram because I'm going to post daily kind of how that goes. But what this is this has worked great for me because I haven't had the time to go get a chemical peel, but this is something I got at Sephora, I think it was, either Sephora or Nordstrom. You take out one of the little packets that are in this area. You can see how often I use this. You take the packet out and it is a clear acid liquid, and you're gonna put this on your skin with the little brush. You brush it onto your skin, and I think you let it sit. I think it says a maximum of 2 minutes. I think I usually do 3 minutes because I read somewhere that that can give you some extra results. Some people experience some warming feeling. I don't personally, but I have super, super, super tolerant, resilient skin. After that time, you put on this little one that's in the tube, which is the clay mask. Now this is where it gets a little dicey. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have super tolerant skin and I feel this. You squirt this onto your fingers and you work it in with that acid and it gets bubbly. It tingles for a few seconds. As soon as I kind of lift my fingers up and go, it's gone. So just as an FYI on that. But this, I still remember the first or second time I tried this, and I remember I had done it at night and Marty was out at work or business meeting or something, and he came home and he says to me, "Are you gonna go wash your face?" And I was like, "I did wash my face. Why?" And he's like, "Your skin looks amazing." That sold me, right? This is just absolutely so, so good. If you want to try something to really help with plumpness and texture, give it a shot. Okay, now let's talk about something that can be a little controversial. You hear a lot more people talking about this, but how I do it is what's a little bit controversial. So I have tried the, at-home dermaplaning, face shaving, whatever. I've tried all the tools. I've tried those little throwaway ones from Amazon. I tried the sonic one that like vibrated as you did it. I tried the Jill razor that they sent you replacements like once a month or every other month or whatever it was. And I tried my favorite was one, I forget who makes it, but it was like super, super sharp at-home face razor. And many, many years ago, I even tried just using a regular women's razor. And to be honest with you, all of those ways did one of two things. It did the job, right? It removed the peach fuzz. It got rid of any, excess dead skin. However, the little face razor things, right? All of the like little throwaway ones and all of that were great, but they didn't last long. Like I think they weren't getting close enough to my skin and they didn't last. Now, when I used a women's razor, I realize now it had like a soap ring or something around it, or had some sort of, something, I don't know what it was, that irritated my skin. And I was just doing that. I was using like stuff I would use on my legs to do that on my face, and my face kept breaking out. So neither of those really were like, yes, this is the answer for me. until I started doing this. Now, Colleen Rothschild last year came out with this set. It's an acne set. I think that might be what it's called, or a clarifying set. And it's called Gentle and Clear. There we go. And I have started using the Gentle Clear Purifying Cleanser. This is kind of a little bit like a gel formula. It's very, very light. It is very nice, and it doesn't break me out. And I have been using that with just a men's Bic throwaway, I think a whole pack of $5 at CVS, disposable throwaway razor. And I put this on my wet skin, I work it all in, and I keep the water on, and I shave my face just like Marty would. I just find that this works with that cleanser. Then I rinse it off, I towel dry. Now here's what I do differently. I do this on the nights I wash my hair, by the way. I use the Gentle and Clear clarifying solution. I put this either on my hands and just tap it all over my face, or on a cotton pad. Again, it depends on how much time I have. And this is going to help reduce any breakouts. Plus, the razor I'm using doesn't have any kind of like moisturizer or soap or anything on it. Then I use 2 pumps of the Gentle Clear treatment. And I use this and I put it in all those areas where I shaved my face. And I let this sit for a minute. And this is going to reduce any breakouts, any issues. And the razor is actually getting closer. Now, on those nights when I do this, I also just recently, within the last 3 months, I would say, started adding in the Gentle and Clear moisturizer with that. So my skin is not getting like the plumpest it possibly could and the best moisturizer it possibly could. But for twice a week when I do this, it has really helped. And the difference with my skin on those times and in between is crazy, because it removes everything. It really gets rid of all that dead skin cells, any impurities, anything sitting on top of the skin. It gets rid of your peach fuzz. It has worked for me. Now, what of all these things I do is the best thing or has made the most changes? I have no idea, because I've just added them in bits and pieces. But this is what I have been doing consistently for 3 months. There's been a couple little changes here or there, actually 4 months, because it's been since May, but just a couple little additions or changes here or there. But I am loving the way my skin looks. So as I mentioned, if you are interested in any of these items, the links will all be down below, but please let me know if you have any questions. Try things out in bits and pieces for yourself. If you've tried any of these things and they've worked for you, I'd love to hear about it. But definitely remember, your skin may be different than mine. Things might not react the same with you. And just try things in bits and pieces and see how it reacts with your skin. So I hope you found a great new product, or maybe a tip or trick from what I have talked about today. I hope you enjoyed it, and have a great weekend.